up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 9, Episode 4. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, rock stars, so let's start with Maino. I said, boy, they really are rebranding Maino, aren't they? I was like, is this the same person that I was afraid of? I think it is. We're going to wait for that side of him to show up, but as far as Love and Hip Hop New York is concerned, Maino is a family man. He's at the house. He's got his kids over. He's got all of his friends, family. It's game night. They're enjoying themselves. Maggie is there. That's his girlfriend. They've been together. And it's been tough because Maggie is the one that got shot at the whole tax stone shooting at the, up there in New York. Did he say that their first date was when she got shot? I was just like, talk about trying to hang on in there. They've been together ever since. Child, that would have completely turned me off. I'm sorry. I know it wasn't his fault, but still, I wouldn't have wanted to deal with none of it. But Maggie's still been there with him, so, they've been going strong all this time. Now they're taking care of her brother. The brother is sickly. I think they said he was diabetic and he needs a lot of help. So they also take care of him. And while Maggie is still dealing with PTSD, they working it on now. Yandy comes over. She says she and Maino go way back. And when he introduced her to Maggie, she liked Maggie immediately. Okay, thinks of her as little sis. So Yandy sits down and talks to her. Maggie is just telling her how it's just been really tough for her to get through everything. That she's just afraid to go out and be around crowds. And Yandy was just like, you just got to get on back out there. She's gonna schedule a girls' day, and she would love for Maggie to be a part of it. Maggie is not really sure, but she gonna let her know. While they sitting there talking, Sin Santana and Joe Budden come over with little baby Lexington. While Joe goes off and talks to Maino, Sin sits down with Yandy and Maggie, and Yandy is just like, dang, Sin, I ain't seen you since Jonathan's party. All that shit that went down. Sin was like, quiet as it's kept. She don't know that even more shit happened when she left. But you know what? Sin is just there for the checks, baby. Okay. That ain't her business to tell. So, Sin just sitting in there, with her wig and everything, and she just listening to whatever it is that Yandy and Maggie talking about. Now, we see Joe talking to Maino. Maino is telling them how he really just got to get back out there on his grind. He still got a lot to prove. And Joe was like, you really think so? And he was like, yeah. Okay. Basically, Maino got a whole bunch of people depending on him, family, friends, and Maggie. He got to get out there and make that bread. Okay. It ain't going to make itself, and these bills definitely don't pay themselves. And on top of that, he feels guilty about what happened to Maggie. So he's determined to protect her from anything that comes on down the pike. He's also really wanting to help her get through this PTSD so that she can be comfortable around crowds again. So he got to get to it, y'all. Now later on, we see Maino at the gym with his boy Danny Garcia. Okay, Danny Garcia is about to get his welterweight championship back, I guess. And so Maino sees something in him. Danny Garcia, I guess, he's a comeback king or something like that, and he's just telling them how he always got to get back out there and fight for whatever he wants. And Maino feels something from that sentiment. He says that he got a song that pretty much says the exact same thing that Danny was telling him. And this is the kind of thing that he wants Maggie to understand, that when you get knocked down, you got to get back up and fight. So he done got the bright idea to take Maggie to a fight at Barclays Center. Maybe that'll help her get out of her fear of being around crowds. Okay, I was like, Maggie on the show where all they do is fucking fight. All right, the poor thing nerves gonna stay bad. So Maino goes on back home and he tells Maggie while she's sitting there talking to her brother that, you know what, I'm gonna take you to a fight. That's gonna help you get past this whole, fear of being around crowds. And Maggie was like, a fight at the Barclays Center? She was like, okay, see, this whole girls' day thing, she could probably get with that with Yandy, but as far as trying to do a whole fight at the Barclays Center with all these people, she ain't really too sure about that. But Maino was excited. And she don't want to let him down. So, she's kind of making him feel like it's going to happen. But, she's fearful. She was like, she going to be at the damn Barclays Center. That means she going to be real, real far from the exits. I was like, girl, I know what you mean. Because, honey, I told y'all Black Friday, I was looking at that mall like, all these damn people, like if something happened, So she's telling her brother that it's just going to be too hard for her to get out. And the brother was like, you are restricting yourself. Like, you can't be this way. Okay, you used to be out there. You used to be a go-getter. You used to like to go out and have fun and be around people. And now you are just limiting yourself and limiting your life. Okay, so the brother just really trying to get her back out there. And she says that's why she loves her brother so much. That's why they take care of the brother because, even though she financially takes care of him, he emotionally takes care of her. Okay. And he's just the only one that's always just been in her corner and supporting her and telling her what she can do. And, so she appreciates him for that. So she gonna try to work on this, going out with Maino to this Barclays Center fight thing. So the day of the fight, okay, she and Maino are in the car, and we think we going to the Barclays Center, and Maino was like, nope, we not going to go there. We going to instead go back to the place where the shooting took place, okay? She immediately gets, nervous. Like, I don't really know about this. She hadn't been back to the place ever since everything happened, and Maino was like, I just feel like if we go back to the place where it all began, you'd be able to get through this pretty good. So, she going through it, okay, let's go on over there. Okay, so they get there, and he was like, okay, now if you don't want to do it now, we can just take the car on back, maybe we could still get in the Barclays Center to see the fight. But she was just like, let's do this, but give me a minute, so she goes and she calls her brother, I guess, for some more emotional support, and Maino comes up to her like, are you ready to do this? Like, what we gonna do? And she was like, okay. So, she's all upset, but they walk into the place. They coming from a different place this time. They actually walking into the front. She got shot in the green room. So she hadn't seen the auditorium from where they were when this time. So she was just kind of looking at everything. He's showing her where the room was and where everything happened. So they walked into the room, and she remembered where she was sitting and when she got shot and how she just could not move. And I would imagine that would be very, very traumatizing when you think you're going to get killed. It's all these people running around you. You done got shot and you can't move. When people are trying to get themselves out of, harm's way, they're not really paying attention to everybody else that might be hurt around them. Okay. So yeah, I can understand it. It seems like it's a little excessive, but not necessarily, you guys. We haven't been in those shoes. I mean, I'm sure there may be some people out there that have been shot that can relate. But so I just hope that this helps the girl. She's a beautiful girl. I'm just surprised that she went Maino with his scary ass. But like I said, they are rebranding Maino and making him look like, he's civil. So we'll see. But I hope old Maggie get a little bit better. Now, we see Jacquay and Naya, they go visit Safari in the park, okay? Mona then grabbed up some motherfuckers, stand around and act like they doing something with some damn red cups and whatever. So, Safari is trying to help Jacquay get his girl, Cayenne back. Now, you guys know Cayenne is a Spitfire. That is why her name is Cayenne. She was a whole lot when they were together. When they broke up, she was even more. I mean, she dragged that Jacquay through the fucking mud. I can't even imagine why Jacquay would want to get back with that girl. She, you know how everybody always does when you break up and say that you gay. And okay, so that's one thing. But she took it to a whole nother level with him supposedly being gay and him wanting this and that. I mean, it was really, really ugly. Okay, so Jacquay posting, a picture of him and her on his social media and him wanting her back. I was just like, are you sure you want to bring this girl back out on social media like that when she dragged your ass, damn near scraped all the fucking meat off of his damn kneecaps? Okay, that's how bad it was. But I guess he said he gonna shoot his shot, so that's why he posted the two of them. And Safari feels like, okay, now he gonna get them back together. So Cayenne he's invited her to the little, fake soiree in the park. So she comes up and she's seeing Jacquay and, she's sort of like, what's up? And he was just like, hey, what's up? How you doing? He looking at her like, okay, she showed up. She must really want me. But, no. She was like, she came just so she can bust a nigga out again. You obviously wanted me here because you begging for me to come back to you. Okay, you begging for me back. And Jacquay was like, yeah, I thought that's how it worked. Ain't that what you said, Mona? No, that is not how it's going to work. As a matter of fact, Cayenne is going off on here and saying that he fake, that he can't rap, that he writes. He a writer. But as far as him rapping, he don't do that shit. Okay, he need to leave it alone. He even said that he wrote all of the rap part of Safari's song that they did last season out there in the islands. He said that he the one that wrote all that. So then she started yelling over to Safari because Safari and Naya had then walked away so that them two could, get a little closer in their conversation. Well, she's yelling like, Safari, that man, you need to have that man tell you what he said about you. Okay, now shit is getting a little dicey. So the crazy 88s, they kind of slide on in, a little bit of production and shit. Like, we did not know this bitch was gonna do this. I said, I don't know why y'all didn't know that, because the girl is crazy. So she's going off telling security, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. I guess she was like, fuck, I'm not doing nothing wild, but crazy 88s was like, don't start none, won't be none. I know them damn crazy 88s probably be like, what the fuck, Mona, you ain't paying us enough a bitch to be smart to us too. She yelling, make that man tell you what he said, Safari, and Safari is just looking like, what the hell is going on? So later on, Naya and Safari, they're going to meet with Cayenne, without all the commotion of Jacquet being around, so they can kind of just, clarify what's what. Cayenne walk up and Safari was saying, Jacquet is his boy, so he hate to see that these two are even fighting like that. And Naya Lee was like, yeah, Jacquet is my boy, we do have a song together. She said, but because of the girl code, the sister code, I do want to make sure that you straight and, maybe I can mediate the two of you guys and, get you together because I like Jacquet and you seem to be cool too. Well, Cayenne was like, look, y'all all this caping for Jacquet and, the nigga then, he talked bad about everybody. He talked bad about you, behind your back, but he smiled all in your face. Okay. He said that Safari set up that robbery to get the insurance money off of his jewelry. Safari was like, what? Okay, that don't even make no sense because the people that robbed me are in jail. So, I mean, how are we going to set up a stunt and take it that fucking far? Ain't nobody trying to go to jail for nothing. Now, that don't even make no damn sense. No, I didn't do that. See, that ain't cool. So now Safari is upset that, Jacquet out there be smirchifying his name. He don't need money like that. Shit. So he gonna, have to talk to Jacquet and see what's what. So later on, we see Jacquet at an event. I said, oh, here we go, Rashida with Rosewood. This nigga got the shout out Sean John event, and he throwing out his Sean John merchandise that he got. I said, this is third episode that Jacquet been on, and the third episode that he got to talk about that damn Sean John. So after he finished doing his little promotion or whatever he was doing, he sees Safari there. He appreciates Safari for coming, and Safari was like, yeah, I just need to talk to you. We need to chop it up a little bit. We got Sin there. We got Naya Lee there. Again, Sin just there to be there and just watching the fool of fucking niggatry. Safari got an attitude, so he all business. Yeah, I heard from Cayenne that you said that I set up the robbery, that it was for the insurance, that I was trying to get the money, and if that shit is true, it ain't no fixing that shit. Jacquet is like, why the fuck are you even talking to my ex? Okay, it's an ex for a fucking reason. You really believe that? Okay, he can't even be bothered. He said, you know what, I'm not even gonna address it. I'm not even gonna respond to it. I got an event, a Sean John event to be at. So yeah, I'm handling this right here. You guys can talk amongst yourself about that dumbass Cayenne, and Jacquet walk off. What you guys think? Y'all think that Jacquet said what he said, or you think Cayenne is lying on her old man? And then lastly, you guys, I don't know if I'm enjoying this JuJu this season. Is she gonna be mad the whole fucking season? Now, Yandy said that she gonna try to get everybody to calm the fuck down. Her and JuJu did work out their issues sans the camera. Oh, excuse me, it was in front of the cameras, but they had to do a Burlington Coat Factory commercial for it to let us know that they were friends now. I said, look at Mona trying to kill two fucking birds with one stone, Mona, bitch. You be doing it, huh? That damn Yandy's hair was so fucking big, but honey, they looked really, really good in that commercial. Even the poisonous frog, y'all. Anyway, so they gonna be at the beach. JuJu shows up and she tell Yandy, look, I'm glad we got through our stuff, but I ain't really, for no bullshit today. I don't know really what's gonna happen. Maggie is there. She actually got there before JuJu, and she was just showing Yandy her her scars from the surgery. She has like a permanent lump in her leg. And yeah, so she was just showing her that. And then that's when JuJu shows up and tells her she ain't there for the bullshit. And then the bullshit shows up, which is Anais. Okay, JuJu looking like, oh God, here we go. Anais looks like she's there to come correct. Okay, so Yandy and Maggie walk off and give Anais and JuJu some space to talk. So Anais is all soft voice, I'm sorry if I did anything to offend you. She didn't mean to come at her that way, that it was childish, but she was basically going off of the shit that Jonathan had told her about JuJu. JuJu says, I can accept that, and I appreciate you coming at me like a woman, admitting that you was wrong. And then JuJu said she didn't come to Jonathan's party to argue. I said, JuJu, this lies. You are lying because you walked in there and immediately, at least the way it was edited, it made it look like immediately you walked in there, you turned around and said to Jonathan that, you didn't get invited or something like that. And you set that off. I don't know why JuJu don't want to admit that. She kind of on her pedestal a little bit. Are y'all getting that feeling? I mean, we all loved JuJu for, her just kind of eyeing in this bullshit kind of attitude last season and the season before when she was on there. But now she just kind of is a little different. It's coming off being a little bit diva-ish. Not diva-ish, but y'all know what I'm saying. It just seemed like it's extra for JuJu. So Anais is telling her how Jonathan says all this stuff about her, even after that, her and Jonathan and I guess Kimbella had them sat down. Did she tell her Kimbella was there? I think so. And said, how he was still talking about JuJu. And she was like, he was still talking behind my back? Talking about me behind my back? Yes. And Anais was like, see, that's what I mean. Like, he just be running his mouth and I'm not sure if he your friend. Shit, I'm not even sure if he my friend. He went off on me too. So I don't even know why we fighting over Jonathan. We fighting over Jonathan, but everything seems to be about Jonathan. So now JuJu was like, well, let me sit down and talk to damn Jonathan. Because she feels like the beef is petty. Since Jonathan has said that he will sit down and talk to her, she's going to give him this last chance to apologize for the way that he's been. I said, I guess JuJu just has no wrongdoing in this. Okay. Jonathan said that he want to talk to her and hash it out without all the background noise that is Anais and even Yandy and Kimbella. So they sit down at a restaurant. She says, well, when she came to the party, she said that she felt ambushed. And I was typing my notes when she said that, and he was like, you felt ambushed even though I didn't invite you. And I was typing that exact words in my damn notes. Like, ain't nobody told you to come. You wouldn't have been ambushed, JuJu. You the one decided to show up all high and mighty with Yandy. You should have known if you guys was supposed to be, boys and girls like you said you were, and you didn't get an invitation, that was deliberate. It was not an oversight. People don't forget they good friends on, unless it was really a reason why. Jonathan says that he didn't like the way that Anais handled her. So you got mad at me about some shit that Anais did, and I was mad at Anais for doing what she did to you too. She said that Anais said that he was still talking about her behind her back even after all that shit had happened. She was just upset that he had told Kimbella all that stuff about her behind her back, and just, they supposed to be cool. And he was just like, he was hurt over this whole thing with the podcast. And she was like, let's not try to make it be about the podcast because I took a meeting. He was like, it is about the fucking podcast. I felt bad about it. I was upset about it. And that's why I shouldn't have said what I said to our friends. Like, when we had mutual friends, I probably shouldn't say that shit to them. But this is all about the podcast. See, JuJu don't want to admit the fact that even if the shit didn't work out, that she did kind of take their idea that they had and go behind his back and take a meeting and kind of leave him out of everything. So she was like, you throwing our friendship away for that? I hate when people just don't want to recognize why you feel the way that you feel. Now, granted, this shit might be fake. But in real life, I don't feel how I feel. And you need to acknowledge that, even if that's not what your fucking intention was. Say like, damn, I didn't even know, I wasn't trying to do something like, you need to acknowledge that when people be like, oh, it ain't even that big of a deal. Well, it was a big enough deal to them. So, she's over talking him. They arguing back and forth. He was like, you are not even letting me talk. You're not letting me talk. JuJu is not letting him talk because she don't want to hear it no more. And like I said, she's just kind of in this weird space that we're not used to seeing JuJu in. Always mad. She's like, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. He was like, well, fine. I guess I'm just going to talk to myself. And I guess you are because JuJu left. was like, what is this JuJu? I don't like this JuJu. I don't like this JuJu. If you can work it out with Yandy's ass, you should be able to work it out with Jonathan. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. I'm getting a review today on my job. Y'all, I might be doing this more if they don't like what let me not say that, you guys. Love and Hip Hop will be on next week. Yes, that's right. Mona's ass and went and got that shit put on for Christmas fucking Eve. All right, so I definitely will have an episode, a review up. I don't know if it's going to be on Christmas Day or the day after, which is my birthday. That's right, you guys. December 26th is old Rocky's 48th birthday. Hey! Yeah, girl. So, look, it might be some men out there. Rock stars. Let me just say rock stars. I am going to be working next week. I'm going to be on vacation, but I still, I've been just chilling, really. So I don't feel like I can't put it in there. I can't, fit it into the week. I'm just not sure exactly if it'll be up on Christmas Day or, on my birthday. And I mean, are y'all watching videos on Christmas Day? I can't believe that they have that show coming on Christmas Eve. I don't think it's going to be on New Year's Eve, but yeah, Christmas Eve. But anyway, let me go. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.